Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are in the world. This is Howie, and I'm here to help you win with money. Today is January 23rd, 2023. We're in week number 4 of the year. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what happened last week in options trading. Let's take a quick look at the markets today. Today is Monday. You can see this looks really good. 1.5% move is huge. I would love to see maybe 2 or 3 red days. So before we go on into the transactions, real quickly, if you want to see my trades, I post it on Twitter right away. Generally speaking, is the first place I post it. Second place is I post it in Investing 102, a Facebook social group here where you can post and we can have a discussion about the trades and what you're doing. So let's get straight to E-Trade. Loaded up the E-Trade account. Let's load up the transactions. Now I need to copy, I think I did everything, but I think I just need to copy the things that, so normally just copy all of this in. Oh, hang on 1 second. I forgot to do the most important thing. Filter on last week. Now I'm not going to copy anything I did this morning because it's Monday and I already did all my trades for Monday. So I'm going to copy in everything else that I need. And then go into my trusty Excel spreadsheet. And then I'm just going to paste it over. Hang on, I think I pasted on the wrong field. And let me do some editing, and then I'll show you what it looks like after I edit it. So this is what it looked like when it's done. I'm using a light green for week number 3, and I did just cleaned it up a little bit, make sure I highlight anything that I'm doing in the 456 plus. The 456 method is the $15,000 challenge using SPY, Iron Condors, but I'm also flagging all the QQQs and the Visa trade. So they're now in this blue here and it's easy to track. But I also have other trades that look very similar, but those sit in a different portfolio. So you can track this. And again, these trades are posted on the internet. I posted on Twitter. So let's hit save button now. I have no idea what's wrong or what's right. A lot of times uh, I'll know what's right or wrong based on the dates that come in. So that is the 3rd week, so that looks good. But look, there's something weird here. Or maybe it's because I only did one type of trade and maybe that's what happened. Okay, so I don't know is it right or wrong. Let me, I think it looks okay, but I will know once I get to the pivot table. Let's hit the refresh button. And I don't see any errors there. Copy that out. And then let's go to our weekly summary. One, three. This now is 5678.20. And I did make a profit. So let's talk about the trade. I did close some of the position that I opened in week 1, and let's talk about some of that. So let's just scroll to the raw data. I'm just going to scroll there. Well, let's put on a filter on things that I closed. So you see this February 17. So I'll show you real quick what I mean. If you just do this, we'll do a quick filter. And this will give you the history since the beginning of the year, which is over here. I opened this position here, and you only got to look at the blue ones because I am trading. You see, I'm trading 2 different positions in 2 different portfolios. That's why they have different numbers, and they're price. So you got to look at the one with the blue here. So we'll filter out the blue, and that will give you the history of that particular position. If you look at this, not a lot of money made in this. According to this, I made 44 bucks on this particular trade, but some of it is because I wanted to close it before the market moved against me in the call side, and which it did because you see today it was up huge, and I think Friday the market was up huge. So this is the reason why I closed it early. I did it on the 19th, which was on a Thursday. So it may be a smart move. Let's just talk about some of the other trades in the challenge. So here's your filter. I'm going to just restrict it on the Iron Condors 456, which is this one here. And if you want to take a quick look at what that looks like so far for this year, I collected $1,500 in premium. Now I do want to look at the one that I closed, open, okay, so it's right here. So the first one of those it's this here, it's the 4. We'll do a filter so I can show you the history. So this is the history of this particular position. Open on the 3rd, I believe is the first trading day of the year. Then I rolled with 42 days, roll with 39, roll with 37, roll with 36, and then I close with 30 days. So I've been in this trade 3 weeks, and if you look at this, I made $132. And I think you see the data here. I actually did the data because I posted it on the internet on Friday, I believe, and I wanted to show you how I got to these numbers. If you look at this, did I do that wrong the other day? But it's not a big deal. It's just a minor few cents off. Because it's 4 contracts and I'm always going 10 wide, it's $1,000 per contract. I'm using $4,000 in cash. When you divide this out, it is a ROI. And if you look at the calendar, I open it on the 3rd, close it out on the 18th. I count that as 3 weeks, even though if you look at it, 1 full week is here, 2 full weeks is here, and then 2 days. But I will use 3 weeks because again, I don't need to round down. I want to round up. So it shows that I made 1.11% per week. But this is a great example of a short-term trade. And then I went back out and then just opened a new position. Now we're still early in the year. So a lot of times I'm playing it safe right now. I don't need to adjust my strategy right now. I'm going to wait and see what happens with the market before I decide what type of risk I want to take. But let's talk about some other trades. Let's talk about, so this is an example of the first one that I closed. I show you the QQQs. So the good thing about this is if we undo this, like I said, I have a lot of positions open now under the 456. And you see how far I push them out. So when I close this, I push this thing out all the way to 92 days out. And I collected $560 now. For the last couple of weeks, I think we've been talking about EA, Electronic Arts. So last week, you can see I did something similar. If you look at the sum, I made $54. So let's put $54. EA took me, and there you go. But this is not 3 weeks. This is a weekly thing. So for EA, you don't need to look at this right here. So let's just show you. Let's just do that. So it's 0.4% rate of return on that week because I've been playing it weekly. You see this? This week I made $39. This week, you see the coloring? I made $50, and this week I made $54. And remember what I do. If you take this number times 50, if you times it by 52, that's what you will get from a rate of return if you analyze it, okay? And I'll show you. Now, I don't like using 52 weeks. It assumes that you're going to be perfect every week and that you're going to have the same rate of return consistent, which I don't think is possible. I don't think it's possible. So I use a very conservative number based on my trading pattern, right? I assume that out of the 52 weeks, I can duplicate it about 40 times, roughly, because I factor in weeks where you're actually going to lose money. So if you factor in that's what I do. So what this is telling you is I think I'm going to make anywhere between 15 and 20% rate of return just on this cover call rolling of EA. Next, I put a filter on Bank of America. And last week, I only made this move. I rolled down and out. You see that I only made $6 on this particular move. The prior week I made $8, and the prior week is $13. Now, Bank of America is interesting because banks were running up, and I'm surprised I still had to roll down and out instead of up and out. Now, we're still early in the year. It's too early to tell you how my portfolio will do and whether or not we're outperforming or not. Don't forget the data is skewed. A lot of the beginning of the year, I have to open all my positions. So I collected a lot of premium, but only one of my iron condor was closed, or two, because I think I did on a QQQ. So we got to give it some time, and maybe somewhere around February, March, we'll get a better view of how I've been doing relative to the market. Again, I'm using a lot of iron condor, so you collect a huge premium up front, but it doesn't mean you made profit. You got to close your position to see whether or not you made the right moves to see if I make profit. But I did show you some of my things that I'm showing you. I'm up. I collected well over $5,000 so far in trading this year. I also post my commissions. You see that in my public portfolio. My commission from E-Trade is well over $100 already just in options trading. And that's a lot. But I do a lot of volume and I'm happy. As long as I'm making money, I'm happy. Remember, you got to make more than your commissions. Otherwise, don't trade. You got to make sure that it's still worth it. Hey, with that being said, I'm done with this video. If you have any comments, post it down. If you want to win with money, you should follow along, watch my videos, like, subscribe. Don't forget, let's do this together. Let's do this $1 at a time. Have a profitable day. Bye-bye.